It is showing blank screen.
Yes, I think what happened is that it connect to my phone. That's why I have to disconnect my phone.
Yes, we can see the video, but not your face.
But not the other side. So let me turn around.
Please adjust your camera. It is showing the wall. Yes, now we can see.
Now you can see me. Okay.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Mahida. How are you? This is Melinda Roy. Welcome to the Day 1 Global Virtual Summit 2025.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So thank you so much for joining. So before you start your presentation, I would like you to introduce to the audience. So welcome on stage Dr. Manida Zongmuse, overseeing a $200 million casino gaming operation at Okada, Manila. Dr. Manida Zongmuse is a powerhouse in the hospitality and gaming industry. Recognized as a global women thought leader and expertise in leadership, innovation, and workforce development is shaping the future of integrated resorts worldwide. So that was really over $200 million is not a it's very a great hard work. So thank you so much for joining this. Please do occupy the stage.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Manida Lau, and I am currently working in Okada, Manila, which is in Philippines. So today's topic that I have is called the Diversify hat. Let me share my presentations. So today my topic is diversify hats for female executives. So what do I would like everyone to kind of take out from these presentations is that we have to really think about how many responsibility we do have and what is how and how we are going to balance those responsibility so that way we could have a better or easy um, way of navigating our responsibility as a female executive in workplace. Now, let's start with the first. I'm not sure if we ever think of how many hats we have been wearing in a day. For me, I'm wearing about 5 hats in a day. So let's say I am the VP for a team, which is a boss for a team. I am also a mom for my son, and I am also a daughter for my mother. I am also a daddy for my son because I'm a single mom. And besides the VP, I am also an employee of the Okada Manila. So I already have 5 hats in my shoulder, on my shoulder. So with having 5 different responsibility, that is a very hard. We cannot expect to have a perfect, 100% perfect. Um, we cannot expect to be perfect in every single responsibility. So that's why we have to really kind of explore how we can embrace and balance and thrive in our roles with among all this responsibility that we have, which lead us to what kind of hats that we are having each of us. We can categorize it into 3 different ones. The first one is professional one, which I already mentioned. We are the leader, we are innovator, decision making, and also mentors to some of our team member at workplace. And we also have the personal responsibility, which a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a partner, a friends to our families and our friends. We also have an other responsibility, which is the societal responsibility. We are the role model of the community, we are the community leader, cultural influencers, and so on. So how are we juggling among all these hats? First, we don't wear each hat at one time, at all of this at the same time. We have to juggle among all of those. So first, three major struggling that we normally have when we shifting from one to the others. The first one is to the pressure of the work-life balance. Many of us feel like we are failed. We fail if we don't do our best, which means if we don't we are not 100% carry and doing well in every single one of our hands, we fail on that. So that is the pressure that coming as a work-life balance. And second one is gender stereotypes. What do I mean is not the glass ceiling or on that type of stereotypes, but a lot of times we women leaders in workplace always perceive us if we are too compassionate, we are too weak. If we are too assertive, then we are too bossy. So that is the struggling on that is the stereotypes that always seen by other people if for the executive leaders, for the female leaders. And the third one is the mental loads and emotional labor. We are always being kidnapped mentally by the responsibilities that we have. We are kidnapping by the home responsibilities, by relationship responsibility, and by others' emotional responsibility on that. So, what we have to do is we really have to think about what define us and what we can control to setting the boundaries and shifting the mindset shifting in all this. Let's say, actually, I do have an examples for myself. As I mentioned, I'm a single mom. And throughout the year of my sons growing up, I do start struggling between being a mom and being a daddy. I am a woman, so of course, each one of us would have that motherly um, care for my son. And when it comes to the time that I have to say no, it's hard because somehow female have a very hard time to say no. We are very compassionate, so it's very hard to say no to certain uh, decisions making, and that is a juggling between. For me myself, I have to juggle between a mother and a father decisions over here. So that is an example that I could give to say and to show how we could juggle what is the balance, what how balancing, and what is the stereotypes that we were perceived in. Sometimes when we were at the workplace, we were perceived as very compassionate. We are soft. We are too soft to be in that leadership positions. We also being perceived as we losing focus because we have to focus on our family. When the school call, the first one that they will call is the mom and not the daddy. So we have to tell our boss and say, I'm sorry, I have to leave early to go to take care of my son at school. Or I have to take a little bit time off today because my family having an issues. My mom, I have to take care of my mom. I have to take care of my son, so on. So to a management, to upper management, it will perceive as we losing focus. Are we are we focusing more on our home, our personal, or are we focus? Can we focus on job? Can the company really rely on us to make a good decisions when we kind of struggling between the two, the personal and also work responsibilities? So that is the struggles that we always have, and which also leads to us on how to balance these hats without losing ourselves. First, the strategies that I could offer is to prioritize and set our boundaries, to learn how to say no. Not We have to think about not everything is urgent and not all urgent is important. We have to focus on what is truly move the needles in a hazel or in the oceans. We have to focus on that. And secondly, we also have to introduce, and we also have to think about, we also have to learn how to um, balance between urgent versus important task. Is this urgent that we have to do it now, or it is important for us to do, but it can be done in a later time? So, which is the most important thing that we have to balance in here? And we have to learn how to say no. Sometimes you do have to learn how to say no. Delegate. We have to know how to delegate our job, our workload. We have to trust our team. We have to trust our colleagues to delegate some of our workload to them. We also have to know how to ask for help, especially on our personal life. We do have our partners, we have our families, we have our husband that we could go and ask for help. We are not superwoman. We cannot take every single things and put all the responsibilities on our shoulder and expect it to do 100% equally good in every single thing. So we have to learn how to rely on our trusted family, our trusted friends, and also our husband. We have to be able to openly to tell them we need help. Asking for help is not showing that we are weak. Asking for help is just showing that we are we are we have that we really need help. Asking for help is not weakness. Okay, it's just to share our feeling on how we can do it. And self-care, we have to take care of ourselves first. We have to learn to take care of ourselves first before we can take care of others people. We have to go back and think which is important or which is urgent. Can we delegate urgent, or maybe better to delegate the important task to our trusted team member, to our families to help us to carry out all those facts? all those issues and helping us to resolve it. There are, and the leadership is the, and adaptability is to wear the right hat at the right time. Now, being a leader, we cannot having the same hat or the same reactions towards every single factor that come into us. We have to adapt to different situations. Being an executive, when you go, or the leader or the managers or management, when you walk into a meeting room, that the full room full of all your colleagues in that room, you cannot going in and expecting to show your power by being loud. You have to learn how to keep your own space, but convincingly, and also believe in yourself that you can control the situations in that room. Listening is a good skill for being an executive, for a leaders. You have to listen to what you are hearing, not hearing, but you have to listen to what is the fact. You can control the situations by your body language. Stand tall, make your eye contact, own the space, own that space. That is your space. If we watch the debate, the presidential debate between Hillary Clinton and also Donald Trump at that time, we can tell how Hillary Clinton can control the situations, the debate between her and also Donald. So that is where we have to learn to speak out, not to yell, not the loud noise is, it doesn't mean that we are power. We have the power. Our power is by what our actions being throw it to the room, how we can control our conversations, our body, our um, language, and our tone of voice. That is the power to me. And the next is adaptability. So since we have this many responsibility among us, being a leader in the workplace, being a manager that you controlling 100, 200 staff underneath you is very different when you come home and you face your partners, your husband, and your children. It is not the same way when you lead your team member is different from the way that you are going to be leading at home. However, there are skills that is similar, or you can adapt it to every single situations that you go. It's listening, listen with empathy, and listen with patience. That is where you can adapt it to both in your executive level and also at home. At home, I think you have to listen with empathy and also with patience more than when you are at work. You have to be, you have to really, you are not the decision, you are not the only person who make the decisions at home. You still have your partner, you still have your husband that is there to make the decision together with you. So you are not the boss. You are partnered with your husband, and at home you are partnering with your family to make two decisions together. That's why listening with empathy and listening with patience is very important when you are at home. And you have to be flexible enough to adapt in different situations. what kind of um, what kind of actions that you can take in each situations. Redefine the success, doing your best, not doing it all. Okay. Authenticity and also vulnerability. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful, but authenticity to be yourself. Being yourself, that is more powerful than being perfect. No one is perfect in this world, and no one is a superman or superwoman in this world. We should be able to say no, and we should be able to say, I'm sorry, I don't know this subject. However, let me go find out and come back with the answer. We should be able to redefine that as a leader. Everyone make mistakes. So here's how we learn from it. How we learn from the mistake that we made. We need a break and we need to say okay with it. We should not get burned out. We should not define the hat that we wear. I'm sorry, we should define the hat that we wear, but not let the hat define who we are. Our authenticity is our greatest strength. So don't have to be perfect to be powerful. How do we overcome the societal expectations? Have we ever felt that we are very precious when we stand in front of a lot of male executives to be able to present our idea or our proposal? For me, yes, I do. I do. And I do sit back and think, why do I have that feeling? It is because I try to be perfect. Like I try to use their as a male leader's model to apply to myself. So that pressure, that really pressure the norms, the create the norms or the pressure among us female leaders, because we try to take the model of the male to come and apply to ourselves, which we shouldn't. We should have our own model. We should have our own female model that we carry out to be the leaders. Their model is their model. For us, we have our own models that we can carry out. And we should also have a support system among us women to support us, a mentor who is successful that can bring in their um, how they overcome their challenge being a leader, to come in and help us all to empower us um, to carry out what should be our model, a female model and not the male model, leader model to carry out. Whatever that we set as our male, female model, that could empower our next generations to be able to step out and being a leader, a female leaders, successful female leaders in the future. Um, we do have a very good example of a CEO that she's a female. I'm not sure if you heard of Indra Nooyi, a former CEO of the PepsiCo. She's a very successful uh, female leader. She wearing hats like us. She is professional, a CEO, and she also a mother of two daughters. And she did have an interview one time that she also shared with the audience that she also struggled at home being the, switching between the hats among the two, being a professional and also a mother. What I learned from that is we don't have to be perfect in both hats. We don't have to be perfect being a mother and also a CEO at the same time. We just have to do, we just have to be ourselves and try to balance the two at the moment because we would not carry the two hats at the same time, so we just have to balance which one come at that moment, so we just use that hat and focus on that hat at that moment. If we are at work, then we are the CEO, we are the managers, we are the leaders, so we use that hat and do that hat well. When we are at home, we are the parents, we are the wife, we are the sister, we are the daughter, then we have to wear that hat at that moment. We are not applying the CEO hat at home. Vice versa, we are not applying the mother, the wife, the partner's hats at work. So we need to have a balance of the two, which occasions using which hat and using what kind of techniques or strategies towards that. So I'm not sure if you might also have other examples in how the female leaders switching between the two. I have another examples. Sarah Brakely. She's the founder of Spanx, SPANX. She started her business from scratch, and at that time, a lot of people telling her that no, you won't be able to do it. You are the female, so you won't be able to do it. But she did not take that as a discouraging. Ho- In actually, she took that as her challenge to move ahead on what she think she could do. That is how we could see we could we could embrace our failure and what part of to be the part of our success. When people tell us we cannot do it, is it really we cannot do it? No, we can do. Everyone can do as long as we have the mindset on it. As long as we are balancing our heads carefully and how we utilize our head, how we utilize our skills. As a female leader, we have a lot of compassionate. We have to balance between compassionate and also the decisions making. Sometimes because we are too compassionate, people may think that we don't have a sharp and decisive decision making right there, right? That we have a hard time saying no, or we might take a longer time to decide what to make the decisions on it. So that is the perspective that they have on us because we are compassionate. So we have to learn to balance that compassion, when to use it and how it could affect our decisions making. Now, I just want to tell everyone that we are not alone. What we are facing, we are not alone. Um, we just have to be more, every women leaders facing the same challenge. And the success isn't about removing hats, but wearing them with intentions at the right time. We have to set our boundaries, delegate, and rest. The boundaries of what we can do and when we need to ask help. Delegate our work to trusted team member, to our family, to our loved one. Asking for help is not weakness. It's just to show them that we would like to share, and we have to take care of ourselves before we can take care of others. We don't have to fit into traditional male leadership model because we are not male, we are female. So we have our own way of doing things. So we have to set our own model, our own standard, and our own way of making decisions. Adaptability, authenticity, and support system are what will drive success. We have to adapt at different situations. We have to make sure we adapt using different kind of adaptability or different kind of skills in different hats that we wear. And authenticity, being ourselves is the very important key to success. And we have to support each other. We need to ask for support from others. If you do have someone or mentor that being success, you can ask for her opinion, ask for her help, that to guide us, to help us, to lead us to be success. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if is there anything that we would like to have, or you have a questions for that. If not, then thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Marina, for the great presentation today. So we do have a question from our audience.
Sure.
So here is the question. How can women navigate leadership in male dominated industries while staying authentic to themselves?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the questions again?
Sure. How can women navigate leadership in male dominated industries while staying authentic to themselves?
Um, okay, I take example of myself because I'm in the casino industry, and we all know casino industry is nominate mainly having male dominate the whole upper uh, upper leaderships. I am the VP, and actually I'm the division head, and we have about 25 divisions together, but we only have three female division head among the 25 division head. So we can see that that is a very male dominate um, industry. So what three of us normally do is we use our we have to admit that sometimes male they would make the decision fast and careless, but for us female, we are more detail oriented. So we do have that. That is a very pair. The pair we can we can filling in the shortfall of our male leaders. What I normally do is I would make my recommendations. We don't. It doesn't mean that if we are among other male leadership, we have to be able to, you know, to dare to say our peace of mind. We have to dare to speak up. That is what we need to do. We have to be able to speak up. That is our authenticity. That is how we are. To speak up the what we see, how we how we would like to recommend. As I said, we are very detail oriented for the female, leaders, most of us. Yeah. I'm sorry, you mute.
Sorry. So that's really wonderful explanation to the answer to the question, Dr. Marita. So thank you so much for joining us the Day One Global Virtual Summit 2025. So please do encourage other speaker sessions as well, and please do join other speaker sessions. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please do join our next speaker session, Irma.